I never planned this, but truth demanded speaking. Silence started hurting deeply, so listen very carefully. I saw many faces. I met countless souls, but none felt real until I saw you. I have never seen someone like you ever before. You are not normal. Normal people fade. Normal people leave. Normal people pretend, but you stayed different. You walked into my quiet chaos without asking permission and rearranged everything. I did not notice when it happened, but my breathing changed. My thinking shifted suddenly. Your presence felt loud, even in silence. Your absence screamed louder than crowded rooms. I questioned my sanity because this connection did not follow logic. It followed something deeper. I tried resisting feelings. I tried acting normal, but my heart refused to cooperate with mind. You were not perfect, yet perfectly disruptive, breaking emotional patterns I built for survival. I studied your flaws, expecting disappointment, but they made you strangely more beautiful. You spoke casually, yet every word carried invisible weight, landing straight inside me. I replay conversations, not because obsessed, but because moments felt unreal precious. You laughed once, and I felt warmth spread through chest, like forgotten sunlight. I caught myself smiling at nothing suddenly, then realized reason was you existing. You did nothing special, yet everything changed. That terrified me deeply, because change means risk. I am someone careful with emotional investments, yet I invested unconsciously without signing permission. You did not chase. You did not force. You simply existed and pulled me inward. That scared me more than loud heartbreaks, because quiet connections cut deeper eventually. I kept asking myself why you matter, why you linger, why you feel permanent. I found no answers, only feelings growing, like tides ignoring human-made boundaries. You are not normal because normal fades fast. Normal doesn't stay inside someone's spirit. You stayed there quietly, without making promises, without claiming ownership, without dramatic declarations. And yet here I am, confessing, silently screaming, because holding this inside started tearing me apart. I feared attachment, because attachment invites loss, but you bypassed defenses, like destiny wearing skin. You felt familiar, like past lives whispering, like deja vu breathing inside present moments. I wondered sometimes if we met before in another lifetime where timing aligned perfectly, because this timing feels cruelly wrong, yet emotionally unavoidable, like unfinished cosmic business. You entered my story at complicated chapter when I wasn't ready to rewrite emotional rules, yet you rewrote them without holding pen, without raising voice, without even trying. I hate admitting this, but your name feels heavy, sweet. When resting on tongue, I catch myself hoping for messages unexpectedly, for signs ridiculously small. that you still exist here. I pretend indifference well, but my heart knows every lie I tell to protect my pride. You don't know this, but you changed how I define connection, how I measure closeness. Before you arrived, I believed people replaceable, moments temporary always, feelings manageable with distance. Now distance feels heavier, and people feel emptier, and moments feel fragile. Because you raise standards, you are not normal. Because you awakened parts I buried for safety. After past emotional wars, you touch scars gently, without knowing locations, without demanding explanations, without asking for history. That is dangerous magic, because healed wounds open themselves willingly. When trust feels organic, I fear future conversations where your presence fades, where your voice softens into distant memory echoes. That thought tightens chest, because some connections deserve proper endings, not silent emotional disappearances. I don't know outcome. I don't know direction. I only know truth. And truth is this: I have never seen someone like you ever before. You are not normal. And that realization changed something permanent inside someone careful who never planned confession. After admitting feelings, I tried retreating backward, pretending nothing shifted, pretending control returned. But emotions do not follow human instructions. They expand quietly, then occupy everything. I told myself lies, like time will fix, like distance heals, like feelings fade naturally. Yet every sunrise carried your reflection, every night whispered your unspoken presence. I avoided your memory, but memory chased harder, appearing in random places like songs in streets. Your name surfaced unexpectedly in unrelated conversations, in dreams without permission, in pauses between breaths. I wondered why you remained this powerful, why one person could disturb inner peace. I analyzed every detail, searching logical explanations, but logic surrendered quickly to emotional evidence. You were not effort, yet everything required effort. After you entered my emotional landscape, smiling felt dangerous, laughing felt vulnerable, because happiness now carried your fingerprint. You did nothing wrong, and that scared me, because blame comforts people. Truth leaves nowhere hiding. I wanted distance, but heart demanded closeness. I wanted silence, but soul screamed your name. This contradiction exhausted me, pulled me apart like opposing tides inside one fragile body. I asked myself, what do you want? But answer remained painfully simple and clear. I wanted you, not possession-wise, not obsession-driven, but connection truthfully deep. And wanting someone without control guarantees is terrifying bravery most people never attempt. You became that risk I never planned taking, that chance I avoided. After past emotional disasters, you arrived post-wreckage, when walls stood tall, when trust stayed guarded. behind reinforced emotional locks. Yet somehow you entered, without breaking anything, without forcing access, without asking permission. That is why you are not normal. Normal people push doors. You walk through cracks. Cracks I forgot existed. Cracks formed by hope, by loneliness and longing, by desire for understanding. You saw me unmasked, without requesting vulnerability, without demanding explanations, without transactional affection. That scared me deeply, because genuine seeing is rare and dangerous in a world pretending. You didn't need my best version. You didn't ask for polished perfection. You witnessed confusion, uncertainty and hesitation. Yet you stayed present, not fixing, just existing. That presence became addictive, not because dependency, but because peace accompanied your silent understanding. I realized something unsettling. Peace scares wounded people because chaos feels familiar and calm feels temporary. You brought calm without promising permanence, without claiming forever, without dramatic reassurance, and still my heart attached unintentionally because peace feels safe. Even if temporary, I feared future pain because endings hurt worse when beginnings feel gentle and middles feel meaningful. I started preparing exits, emotionally packing bags, just in case you vanish suddenly. Because people vanish when depth appears, when connection intensifies, when reality demands courage. I don't know if you will stay, if you will leave, if circumstances will interfere, but uncertainty taught me something brutally honest. Love does not wait for perfect conditions. Love arrives unexpectedly, wears unfamiliar faces, speaks quietly sometimes, and changes everything subtly. You were not loud, you were not dramatic, yet impact measured deeply. In emotional aftershocks, I compare everyone now, not intentionally, unfairly, but unconsciously, truthfully, against how you feel, and most fall short, not because they lack, but because you raised an invisible emotional benchmark. That realization hurts, because standards isolate people. Once elevated honestly, they never return lower. You ruined emotional mediocrity for me permanently, and I both thank and resent you, because ignorance felt easier before awareness arrived, before depth revealed itself. Through one unexpected connection, you made me aware of what is possible, of what exists beyond shallow interactions. Now small talk bores, surface connections exhaust, and emotional emptiness feels louder than before. I crave conversations that touch something real, moments that linger after physical presence ends. You gave that once, and once is enough to alter emotional chemistry forever, irrevocably. I wonder sometimes if you realize impact, if you understand magnitude of your quiet influence. Probably not, because impactful people rarely recognize power. They simply exist authentically. That authenticity is dangerous because it disarms defenses. It bypasses filters. and reaches inner truth. I don't blame you for my feelings. I claim responsibility for Alawi.